that no man is safe from. I'm just trying to cook some art without an apron. And if you hear me, just know that I'm endearing. Fucked over so many times in my life and been forsaken. Humble since I was younger, when it can feed my hunger. Blessed to still be healthy, got cancer and family history. Kitty, I fucking miss you, that accident still hits me. Mama, you in my dreams, damn it, I know you with me. The angels took you from me, hated them, I was greedy. Needed when I was nothing, realized that I was sleeping. I never doubt myself, never give myself a reason. Everybody has a purpose, let it live while you keep breathing. And that's the truth that I keep speaking. Don't eat these words as if I'm preaching. This is my life that I am leaking. It's just a bit of what I keep in.
I'd be a piece of shit, or maybe worse, laid in the dirt. For what it's worth, I see now still so much to be proud of. On the real, I was just trapped in my thoughts.
The sky is the limit, always heard that. Found myself when I learned that.
I see now still so much to be proud of. On the real, I was just trapped to feel lost.
I was just trapped for lost. Thought of therapy if you used to talk about my mom. At peace for everything that happened, hope you hear the song. I will always love you, that can never change. Now my father's happy with a wedding ring. Call me, you should know that I do love you too. You've been by my side, yes, through and through. Mighty growing up, always been beautiful. If a boy breaks her heart, then I'ma kill the dude. At first I wrote the song without my life attached. Always keep it 100, ain't no going back. Depression is a bitch, used to hold me back. Now I'll keep on fighting cause I owe me that.
If it wasn't for vibes, I'd be a piece of shit, or maybe worse, laid in the dirt. For what it's worth, I see now still so much to be proud of. On the real, I was just trapped in my thoughts.
The sky is the limit, always heard that. Found myself when I learned that.
I see now still so much to be proud of. On the real, I was just trapped to feel lost.
Good, everybody. Welcome to this week's edition of Grown Talk with Goddess. Let me just apologize in advance. I had a very busy day. I've been up running around all day.
Family time. Don't apologize for family time.
Apologize again to Gerald and Ron. I was supposed to be on their podcast
Oh, really?
this morning, yeah.
Oh.
But they had to do it early because they said, I don't know why I always want to call him Josh. Jeff, sorry, had to do something, so I couldn't make it for the 11:30 time. I was still at the pediatrician with my kids. But they said they're going to be doing something at the Hackensack Brewery. And I saw them on the news. They were like on channel 7, 4.
Move the mic closer. What's good, Prodigy?
Hey, Prodigy, what's going on?
Yeah, they doing a show over there. They just trying to figure out the proper date. So once we figure that out, we'll let everybody know.
All right. I told them, I said, well, I work every other Saturday. So, we'll figure it out. Hopefully I can be there. But apologize again to them with the RNG podcast. I was supposed to be there this morning, and I couldn't make it. On another note, my kids went and got like 5 shots apiece today. So I look forward to the evening I'm going to have tonight. And I'm like fresh out of New York. I feel like I'm in the city every single day. If I'm working or if not, or, just doing something out in New York. So I apologize for being late. And I got Taco Bell because for some strange reason I've been craving Taco Bell all day.
Pregnant.
No. No. But I finally got it. It's the first food I've had in my stomach all day. So, and I swear I was completely prepared when I walked in here to practice doing my Kegels because I had to pee so bad, and I wasn't gonna upset my fans and have them wait any longer. But I had to pee. But I'm here now. Hey, Truth.
What's good, young lady?
How are you?
No, good.
Good. I have big kids. The doctor told me today that my kids were like big.
I mean, the father's 12 feet tall. What do you expect?
Egypt is like at the 95 percentile for her height. She's long. Everything I got her 12 to 18 months looks like high waters on her. I ain't want no super big baby. And Cairo's at the 90th percentile for his age with the height. So I guess I'm just gonna have, big kids.
Get him in basketball. Get him in basketball.
Oh my God. Me and Delaney just left DXL. That's where he has to go and shop for his clothes.
Right.
Those motherfuckers are expensive.
Well, they know they're the only, like, the only kind of, like, true. They don't really have a competition, is pretty much what I'm trying to say. They have a very wide selection and a whole bunch of other things, so they're pretty much untouchable.
It's messed up, man, because half of the, like, you go into a Macy's. We were in some mall in Brooklyn. But if you go into a Macy's into their big and tall section, they don't even have like the really nice stuff that DXL has. So
I said they don't have any competition, so of course they could be expensive.
$180 for a pair of Ralph Lauren sweatpants, just the pants. $180, y'all. I don't know. That's what he.
I'm not in that tax bracket. I don't know what to tell you.
Listen, man. Other than that, we're here and we're doing this again another week, and we're breathing, and everything is good, and everybody is good, and I hope everybody out there is doing okay. I want to throw my topic for next week out very early, while it's like still fresh in my mind. About for next week.
Let's go.
But the question for next week is, how do people live together and not talk?
I think I'm going to fill up half of your show, but I feel you.
You said you're going to fill half of the show?
I'll fill up half of the show with the conversation. Personal experience on that one, but
I can't understand how, like, you live together and or people live together and they don't speak to each other, even if they're in a relationship that's not working out. How do you walk past them and not speak? I don't know.
With ease.
Wow. I guess at that point, it would be like almost like a feeling of disgust, which I thought I had for a few of my baby fathers, but I was still able to live with them, a couple of them, after we had broken up.
Okay.
And we talked. We probably still had sex even once in a while. I don't fucking know, but it's just, to me, it would be very difficult to.
What's good, Jay?
Hey, Jada. What? He said Kara in this Scooby-Doo voice. Scooby-Foo voice. Yo, be outside by the time I get out of here. I ain't smoke all day. I'm trying to smoke. So anyway, no, I'm just kidding, Jada. I'm just kidding.
No, she not.
No, I really am. I'm just kidding. But, oh, sorry. Oh my God. And then Prodigy just texted me. She also wanted me to throw a topic up and so I'll throw it up on my page for next week. But her topic consisted of, like, what would your grown self today, your 35 to 42 or however old you are, your old self today, tell your 18-year-old self from back then?
You did that already.
I thought I did, but
yeah.
I don't know. Prodigy wanted me to, I guess, rekindle the conversation, so.
You recently just did that, too. But, all right.
I did, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
A couple of weeks.
Prodigy, allegedly I've done this before.
But, I mean, hey, you put it up. Obviously, she has something going on.
I guess. I would, just to answer that question, what my old self would tell my young self is, don't mess with no man that's not over 6'2". That would be the only thing. Other than that, I kind of like the type of life that I have. Just only right now.
Okay.
All right, so I went live at work the other day. Normally, I work in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. But they had me in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, which is heavily populated with Asians.
Okay.
And I go into
What's good, Tone?
Hey, Tony, what's going on? I went into a convenience store. And I had only been there. That was my first time. I'd never shown face anywhere. But for whatever reason, I seem to have one of those faces where people just feel comfortable talking to me. Or maybe it's like my vibe or my aura or whatever. That's the reason why I decided to get into psychology. So, um, this guy starts talking to me. Chinese guy, older guy. I guess he was kind of just sitting around in this store. So I guess he's like a local that just hangs out.
Right.
And he says to me, "I understand what your people are going through now." And I said, when he said that to me, he kind of threw me off guard because I'm like, nurses? I'm in scrubs.
Right.
I'm not thinking anything. I had a face mask on. I'm like, what, nurses and doctors or women? And then he began to get into a story about how he had been punched in his face.
Wow.
And was a victim of all of this hate crimes that have been going on lately with the Asian people, Chinese Asian people.
Okay.
So when he said that to me, it threw me off guard. But like in the back of my mind, I was kind of trying to be sarcastic about it. I knew what he meant, and I knew what he was trying to say. He goes, "I understand why you people have been so angry for years."
You people, I like
you
that.
people, yeah, and I will quote that. And when I went live the other day on my Facebook page, like the incident had just happened, so I had a lot more passion about it. He goes, "For many years, no one ever bothered my kind. No one. So I didn't really look or think about what it felt like for my kind to be now front and center, like how your people have been." I'm like, I said, "First of all, sir, you may not want to refer to the race or the culture, the African Americans or black people as you people.
So you say your people or you people?
Your people. Your people. Your people." I mean, I'm not trying to be funny. He didn't know me from a can of paint, but I've been mistaken for a bunch of different things. It doesn't necessarily have to mean because my skin is brown,
Right.
that I am a part of you people. But I am. When he said that to me, at first I felt violated, but I told him, I said, "Well, first off, I'm sorry that you've been a victim of a hate crime. I couldn't empathize with him. The worst that's ever happened to me is I got chased by the Ku Klux Klan, like back in '97, coming out the forest. But I ain't had no business being there anyway. I didn't get attacked or anything. They just chased us out of the forest. I was like 18, 19 years old. Maybe a little younger. But, I felt bad because I could still see like a little bit of the black and blue underneath this man's eye.
Right.
And, at this point I was more shocked, like, well, why is this man having this conversation with me? But then I realized I probably was the softest looking person that came in, and I was black, and he just wanted to say something to somebody.
Right.
Just today, I'm in Brooklyn with Delaney, and I love him to death. He's not racist. He just doesn't like white people, but he's not racist. I don't think black people can be racist. And he's like, just look at, like, it's weird because we're like supposed to be enjoying Family Day, and we see white people walking in front of the car. We're not that far from a park, and he's like, how can they live, pretty much after they've stolen half of our land and they've taken our ideas and they've beat our people down? And look at them. And I'm looking at these white people walking in front of the car, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't think about stuff like that. I have white friends,
Right.
So a little bit of everything, it made me. I was on a post the other day once I had gone live, and Tony had said something. And when he said that, I said, "You know what, Tony? I'm going to post it up on my page, and I'm going to make it a topic. And the topic is, can black people be racist? And if not, why?" Because Tony was adamant black people cannot be racist. So with that in my mind, and then I began to think, like, okay, is it that black people or that we are racist, or is it more like a prejudice thing? And then you got to get into the differences between racism and prejudice.
So to you, there is a difference between the two.
Yes.
Okay. I'm waiting
There's-
for the comments.
There's a difference. Well, yeah, because when you hear racist, you think the first thing you think of is white people hating black people, like it's a race thing. But I don't. It's so hard to be able to decipher if whether or not like black people are really racist against white people or some black people. Or if, like the feelings Delaney has about the regular plain ass white people walking in front of the car, minding their business, doing nothing. Like, is that a prejudice or is that a hate or is that a racist thing? Like, we've never acted like how they've acted towards us, towards them. And God forbid there was a mob of angry black, or there was something called black privilege. How they have white privilege, there's black privilege.
Okay.
That shit, stuff like that will never exist no matter where you live, no matter what era you're in, no matter whose great uncle is here or what's going on. It'll just never be that way. So I posted the question up, and I wanted to see, what people thought. And I'm going to read off some of these comments, and
Let's go.
Me and Truth will discuss it. See. Shout out to Emily Aiken. She says yes. She thinks black people can be racist. She says, but I'll let Darrell Smalls explain.
She gonna put it on me? Okay.
She sure did. Shout out to Zachary D. Smith. He said yes, but we have valid reasons. PJ O'Neill says everybody can be racist. Now I don't know if I should tell people what the races are of these people that are commenting. I think it's important to know.
Okay.
Emily and Zachary are both black. PJ O'Neill is a white guy.
PJ.
I told him, I said, PJ O'Neill, I specified black people because a few black people I know say that black people can't be racist.
PJ is the blackest white boy I know.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He said, no, they can be. I know this for a fact. And I told him, I said, well, I thought so too, but have you seen the comments? He says, nah, I'm still at work. Just hopped on here real quick in my downtime. Shout out to Garrett Suber. He came in and intervened in our little conversation here.
Right.
And he told PJ to define racism, please.
See, that's unfortunately when someone sees PJ, they see white, and you don't know him.
Mm-hmm.
You've never been around him. You know nothing about him.
Mm-hmm.
So when a black man sees someone white comment on something black, they automatically get defensive. So
Right. PJ responded back to Garrett by saying prejudice against people based on their race. Now, this is his definition of racism.
Right.
Garrett told him no. PJ said, okay, let me hear it. Garrett says, racism is a tool of white supremacy. Among other things, it is defined as the systematic oppression, marginalization, and disenfranchisement
Okay. He's Muslim, but go ahead.
of people based solely on their race. It is denying employment and denying access to loans. It is discrimination, redlining, it's unfair judicial practices, broken windows policing, stop and frisk, voter suppression, etc.
He in his feelings. Go ahead.
I can go on, but it still isn't clear to you, or if you need a visual example, please allow me to direct your attention to white people's dealings in regards to black people, for starters.
I'm going to go and comment on that one.
PJ says, wait, so you're saying that only happens to black folk? And then he started laughing. He said, bro, get the fuck out of here.
I love PJ.
I knew you was going to be on that bullshit.
Pretty
Don't
much.
even respond because you're wasting your time with me.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't know him. Yeah. You don't know PJ. PJ's the blackest white boy you know.
Yeah.
He didn't grow up with a silver spoon in his mouth.
No, he sure didn't.
You know, so of cool as hell.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm actually going to go in and comment on that one.
Go ahead.
And I'm going to let my man know before you try to target an individual, know that individual. I ain't going to let him talk to PJ like that. It's my peoples. Got Nah, fuck that.
Garrett just then also.
Oh, he right here.
Who? He's here.
Oh, PJ.
Oh, PJ, yeah. Hey. Hey, PJ. I'm so glad he's here.
Let's go, homie.
All right.
We was just defending you.
Yo, we sure was. Well, he was. I
Was
was
good,
just
was
reading the
good.
comments. Hey, Gerald. Hey. Okay. Shout out to Garrett Silver. He says, no, racism is systemic. Black people don't have a system that allows them to wield power that can affect any racial group. Now, I understand that. That I understand. Prejudice is more accurate. Here goes Tony. I feel like I should drink something before I read this.
That's my
Tony
dude.
said, let me say this. Sure, we can be racist. But if you really think about it, we've never been the aggressor when it comes to racism. White people hate us just for being black. I don't see white people and hate for them in their skin color. We as black folks can say racist things in private conversations, and in that particular context, we're all some fucking racists. However, after being mistreated in this country for centuries, the only way we can be racist is as a defense mechanism. It's not built in anyone's DNA to be racist. But with black people, our hate is based on a cause and effect. Every action, there's an equal or opposite reaction. Okay.
Shout out to the wife.
Oh, hi. Whose wife? Hey. Hey, PJ O'Neill's wife. Hey, boo. Is the dogs watching too? Where's dog? Shout out to Calvin J. Taylor. He said no. Black people cannot be racist. Shout out to Black Magwood. He also said yes. He said yes. Michael Fussell said yes. Shout out to Eric Daniel Ash. He's also another one of my Caucasian friends. He says everybody can be, doesn't matter what skin color they are. Racist? We have to, okay, look. All right. When I hear the word racist, for whatever reason, it automatically comes to my mind race. Now, I can specifically say that there is one group of people I personally do not care for. And that's the Hasidic Jews with the curls on the sides and the strings out their pockets. Mm-hmm. I don't care for them. I don't care for them. I used to work in a town where there were a whole bunch of Jewish people. For whatever reason, they feel as though we owe them something. Like we're owed, and that I don't understand. I also will say, but that's a religion, right? Judaism? They're like a religion.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, I'd like to say, and I mean no disrespect to anybody who practices.
When anybody says that, it means disrespect. It kills me when people say that.
I mean no disrespect.
I mean no disrespect when they disrespect.
To anybody who practices the Muslim faith. But there is no fucking way in hell I'm walking around with everything covered but my eyes. I'm not doing it. I don't give a damn how deep my love is for you. I was created to be seen, not covered the fuck up just for you. Like, who are you? That's it. Shout out to Ray P. She says, we cannot be racist. We can, however, be prejudiced towards each other. I understand that.
Ain't no difference, but go ahead.
You don't think there's a difference between racism and prejudice?
No, go ahead. I'm going to tear this shit up.
Okay. Racism is why can't I say this? Systematic. In order for us to truly be racist, we would have to be at the reins of the system it breeds. We are not. We are victims of the systematic racism. That does not keep us all from having prejudice against all races, though. Okay? Dave Paget, one of my Caucasian friends, he says the systematic racism, everybody can be racist. Ray P says, no, that's false. Dave came back and says, no, it's 100% correct, both in terms of etymology and in terms of application and meaning.
Damn, my man with education.
It is an ism of race.
Woo.
Culturally, people have been doing fat shaming. Fat people have had it worse. So only skinny people can be waiters. A fat person called an underweight person names doesn't count.
Woo. Education.
If they're
bro.
in a societal construct or institutional structure that had maintains an equality of any degree in this manner, then this institutional racism, where either the institution that runs things is corrupt, is whichever ism, or also where the population may be trapped by the system's long-standing behaviors. I do not
Education.
pardon the transgressor by saying that racists are possibly trapped by the systemic racism, even if they are not the victim. Actually, I am part wrong. I have been referring to institutional racism. Systemic racism simply means that there is a system or method to it. Maybe some racists are just racist without a system. In any case, anyone can be racist. A prejudice may or may not be acted upon in a racist way. It's a scale. A prejudice is something anyone may hold, as a racism is something that might occur in any race, substitute, ageism, young versus old, heightism, tall versus short. You don't have to agree, but you are wrong quite literally. Switching to systemic racism doesn't change the fact that anyone of any background can be racist to anyone of any other background and even their own. Amusingly, I know this is well contested. The statement that one race cannot be racist is false, and actually quite racist itself.
Damn.
They may have cause to justify justify it in relation to circumstances, but they would also be racist to those not responsible for that circumstance. Let's also add something else to the mix. White people racially oppress black people. The basic tenet of your argument is that, therefore, is impossible in the universe. That is false. Also, it does not have to be the reverse. This would only be between two races. If a black person is racist to a Chinese person, can that Chinese person not be racist too? But that would only apply to their views, words, and actions towards black people. Could they not be racist to white people? In the same token, swap any race in that three-race example. It's nonsense to suggest that the race cannot be racist, whether it's between two races, bi-directionally, three series, or multiple and parallel, or in as entangled web as multiple standards. What the fuck?
The fact that you sat there and wrote that, I love you. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm gonna, Dave.
I love that.
I am definitely going to reach out to you.
That was shut the fuck up and the greatest words I've ever heard in my life. Wow.
Yo, I'm typing right now to him. He made this 10 hours ago, and I didn't see it until just now. Ray P came back and commented after that speech and says, we can agree to disagree on this. We obviously have different beliefs, and it's way too early in the morning for me to be debating something I've lived.
So
You
you're talking
take
about
care
the
now.
education? Agree to disagree. That education right there.
He came back and says, we really can't agree to disagree. You're simply wrong. This isn't about beliefs. It's about universal truths equally applied to all races without bias. You may believe what you want, but you are frankly and literally wrong. I was debating what you've lived. I wasn't debating what you've lived. You cannot make this about a retraction to a personal level when discussing a global element applied to all. Anyways, it's not morning, it's afternoon over here in the old world.
Boy, you go ahead.
I don't know where he is,
I like him.
but like now I'm looking at him like that's a sexy white boy. Yes.
I like him.
I gotta look at Dave too. Oh, and he has black kids. Okay. So
You should have knew that by the moment you saw that comment. You should have knew
yeah.
that.
Damn. Dave, I don't know where you are, but I'm definitely gonna hop in your inbox later. I would like to talk to you. That was like some real. I want to learn how to speak like that systematically.
Called education.
I have a lot of it. I don't think I can sit
You have
and write.
education. He has edumacation.
You know, Lord Jesus Christ. Shout out to my little nephew, Jarrell Johnson. I didn't even know he was my friend on Facebook. This is the first time he ever liked, commented anything on anything I've ever done. He says, no, black people can't be racist. Shout out to Jermaine Rockclock. He says, yes, we can be, but honestly, don't want to be. It's just that history keeps repeating itself, and most times we end up being like the white lady in the elevator clenching our purse. Anna Evans, shout out to her. She said, absolutely. Rob Walker, to me, I have to agree with some people in the comment section have to say about black people being racist is laughable to me because of the simple fact that 400 years all the way up to now, 2021, that we are still seeing the same police officers still getting away with killing unarmed black people. Multiple mass shooting is on the rise by the hands of the white supremacist Republican politicians trying their best to take away people's rights to vote and stop people from receiving stimulus funds. Garrett Super came back on again. He said, yeah, that's what I thought. Tell me who else in this country has had to live under these conditions I mentioned. Mentally, you're not equipped for this conversation. Romeo Tushante, he says, I would more so call it discriminatory. Racism without a system behind to support it really only amounts to discrimination.
I love that.
I didn't mean to turn this post into like a to anything like that. You know, did I look at the little Asian man who was referring to his people and my people and those people as being racist? No. Did I understand where he was coming from by what he said as far as our people, you know, he understands what black people has gone through, maybe. Asian crime has been on a rise in New York City. Somebody just got something in the mail from like a housing director, and it was on the news this morning. He wrote a Chinese racial comment on the letter that he mailed. He's being suspended with pay.
With pay.
With pay. I don't know where. I mean, no, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't know where it's coming from, because Trump is the main reason why all of these attacks have been going on against the Asians in their community, primarily because of the coronavirus being called like the China flu or whatever the fuck he calls it.
Because of the Asian disease.
The Asian disease. What he calls it something something really damn racist. You know, his ass is racist. Not to any particular race, I don't think. Just to people I don't know. He's for blacks, but I don't know. Anyway, I asked my mom. My mom was brought up, raised in the 40s. Had to deal with segregation. Had to deal with, you know, a lot of everything that was going on back in the day that we have seen here, except for, you know, like the black on white violence that, you know, we've been going through, everything that's been going on current. I asked my mom, I said, Mom, can black people be racist? My mom said, yeah. I think so. So I said, okay, Mom, well, give me give me an example of a black person being racist. And she goes, well, I can't. So I said, well, so does that mean that it doesn't exist? I don't know. Do I personally think black people can be racist? I think anybody can be racist. I might have just sounded a little racist. And stop using the excuse, like if you have half mixed kids, I do the same bullshit. I got a half white kid. I ain't even know that nigga was white. It wouldn't have changed anything. I love my son. I gave him a completely white name. But I wouldn't have, You know, it's. What do you think, Truth?
Okay.
Can black people be racist?
1 second. Tone says the lack of communication so far lets you know how sensitive of a topic this is. Not to me. Let's see here. Anything else there? All right. So, where do I start? Do I think black people can be racist? I would say yes. We are mentally, I would say, still back in the 20s and whatever, mentally. No one listening to this cast as of right now has ever been whipped. They have they experienced certain situations, of course. White people have it too. But at the end of the day, have anyone else here actually got whipped? Has anyone here actually been a fucking slave? And by saying that, I want people to understand is every race has had slaves. We don't hear a lot in history books about the Moors. Moors were a very powerful black nation that conquered a lot of lands. Look at Sicilians. Why do you think those Italian women have fat asses? The Moors got there to Sicily. First thing they do is fuck all the women and impregnate them. So every race has had slaves. What was done to us wrong? Absolutely. What was done to the wrongs wrong? Yes. But we continue to allow other cultures to dictate what we do and don't do. So just to give you a prime example, you talk about racism, you say the white man this and that, but then you're reading the white man's religion. You study the white man's religion. You give your ties to the white man's religion. I don't care if it's a black preacher there in the pulpit, it's still the white man's religion. Let's be real. If you are going to say that this culture, this nation or whatever, as far as white people are the worst things in the world, then leave them alone. Leave them alone. Don't work for them. Start your own businesses, all this other stuff. Now I understand you call Black Wall Street and, they destroyed that. They'll destroy it again. They wouldn't destroy it again. Put your money together. Do like the Jews do. They purposely overpay when they do business with each other to keep the money within the community. Anytime anyone black gets anything, it's all about the hookup. But the women run to the Chinese man, but the man won't put the money in your hand. Doesn't respect you that much. But you still run and get that man your money.
We had this conversation.
Right. So, do I believe black people can be racist? Absolutely. I think everyone can be racist, and it's not just because of the skin color. You're prejudiced against that individual. Or black people don't like white people because what was done back in the days and to a certain extent what's still being done to this day.
When I was talking to Delaney earlier, he was like, we had a conversation and it was more based on the only way I'd fuck with a white person is to treat them like how they've treated our kind.
Right, but where he lives? He lives in a property that's owned by a black man?
I don't even know.
No, let's be real.
No.
This is what I'm saying. At the end of the day, when it comes to, this is why I always say I know a lot of people are against segregation. I love it.
You like it?
I want it, and this is the reason why I say that.
You want segregation
Yes.
back? Like whites only found?
No, see, listen to what I'm saying. Segregation. So what that means is if you do not want to be associated or bothered with a specific race, then you shouldn't be allowed in a certain area. So say, for instance, Georgia is all for white people, just for white people. All right, but here's the thing. Can't have anybody in your kitchen cooking that's not white. Can't have nobody watch your kids that's not white. So what I'm saying is, if you don't want to be bothered by a particular race, then don't benefit from them. Now, you said a lot of Jews don't like black people, but you go to their houses and guess who you think is watching their kids?
Yep. I see it all the time.
So, and this is what I'm saying. That you can't tell me you don't like a specific race. When the last time you went to an Italian restaurant and actually saw Italian cooks? Never.
They're all little Mexicans getting paid $4 an hour.
Hey, motherfuckers is living in a house, 12 of them, paying $2 a month, sending that money back home. And next you know, motherfuckers got trucks, they got houses. Because they know how to stack money. They know how to work together. They know how to live together. They know how to make sure everybody build together. So what I'm saying is, in that sense, as far as, I love it from that standpoint to where if you don't want to be associated with a particular type of race, then you can't benefit it from them at all. So for those white people in Georgia who don't like black people, they can't have any traffic lights because it was created by a black man.
You know what?
No, I'm serious. No, let's really do. If you want segregate, take it. You can have it. Give them certain states. For black people who only want to be surrounded by black people, give them certain states. But you can't benefit from what was created by that race. That would be true separation. You can't tell me I want separation, but I want to watch my kids. I want separation, but I'm not going to put that person in my kitchen because I got to pay that person top dollar where I could give this person $2.
Oh, my God.
So we continue to pick and choose what we want and not want to do. So I always say I don't think it's racism. I think it's, hey, what's happening at that moment that's going to benefit you? And that's what you're going to do.
That's ridiculous.
Because I guarantee you right now, the people that you have a problem with, if they offer you $200 an hour, you'll go work for them. The fact that you looked up says yes. So,
yeah, I thought about it.
But and that's what I'm saying. We can't say it and not want to back it up. If you don't like that, then don't deal with them at all. Business-wise, personal-wise, anything.
Okay. Okay, here's the thing.
So
there-
it says truth. They can have Tennessee. They ain't have in Georgia. I feel you, homie. Well, you know what? We'll take Atlanta out and move Atlanta to someplace else, and then they can have the rest of the Georgia. They can have Savannah and all the other shit.
Atlanta? Now, take Atlanta. They gay.
Huh?
Everybody out there gay.
Nah, crazy them women asses is ridiculous.
They might be ridiculous but they're getting licked by another woman. Trust me.
Nah, it's a different situation. But I mean, I believe everyone can. It's all about everyone's life experiences, and I tell you, people all the time. Last month I got pulled over by a white cop. I breathed a breath of relief.
Why?
Because every time I get pulled over by a black cop, I have to deal with the bullshit. I gotta deal.
What the fuck? You saying that out loud?
Dead serious.
Black
I'm talking
cops
about
give you
my
bullshit.
experience.
Okay.
I'm not talking about everybody. I'm talking about my experience. Every time I've dealt with a black cop, it has not ended well.
Are you serious?
Serious.
Were you alone at all times? That plays a role.
Let's see. Yes. No, one time I was with my cousins or whatever. Like one time I was actually coming to Patterson to do something bad.
Mm-hmm.
Got pulled over by white cops with the busted taillight. All they had to do was search the car. They didn't. I'm joking, laughing. We spent 15 minutes talking about Yankees baseball, and they let me go. Well, they let us go, and there was 3 other people in the car.
Did you have a chance to go do what you were going to go do?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
You know what?
But like every time, like one time I got pulled over by a black cop. At this time, I was working 2 full-time jobs. So if anybody who knows, if you're deprived of sleep, it can mimic intoxication. So if anybody who works a lot of hours, you know. All the white cops were cool. It's that one fucking dick black cop.
Are you serious?
Dead ass serious. But again, I'm talking about my experience. And I know there's the Floyd and all these other situations. But I'm
need
just
to know,
talking
what
again
about
from my
you?
experience.
Like, okay, what about you?
I
Put it
think
like
it's
this.
just about situations, you know, like running into the right person at the right time and the wrong person at the wrong time. And like all those individuals, like, you know, the gentleman with the Floyd, that officer has had a history of abuse. He just kept being put back on the streets.
Yeah. That's so crazy, but yeah.
Like the one time I think I got arrested because my son's mom's lied on me. The white cop bought me breakfast. Cause he's like, and this is what up at Parsippany. He's like, you about to go to Patterson? That's a shit house. He said, the least I could do is buy you breakfast. This nigga bought me breakfast, pancakes, home fries.
I wasn't taking nothing from that motherfucker.
He did his job. He pulled me over for dumb shit. He was gonna let me go, but a warrant came out. It wasn't his fault. But my experience is different from everyone else's.
I don't dislike any race. I like every single race.
What's
I don't-
good, Christopher?
I don't have a problem with any race. Hey, what's going on, Chris?
What's good? What's good?
Hey, what's going on? Yeah, I don't have an issue with cops. But I will tell you, every issue that I've ever had, or one of my kids, I won't say one of my kids, my son ever had was with a white cop. And my son, if you see my son, he looks just as white as the cops that be fucking with him. He just got nappy hair. And the cops always used to mess with him. And I used to always be the mom to come down to the rescue. And then once they saw this white kid with like this black mom, you know, they tended to relax a little bit. I've never gotten pulled over. Now that I think about it.
I fucks with your son.
Mm-hmm.
I got nothing against him,
Mm-hmm.
but he has a certain delivery about him.
Yo, why does everybody say that? He still looks like a white
I'm not
person.
saying he doesn't look like he white. What I'm saying is, all right, so everyone has their own individual way of who they are and how they are.
Uh-huh.
Your son has a certain persona about him, and it can rub people the wrong way.
Really?
Yes. So again, he's
Oh,
cool as
so
hell.
Sweet. Yeah.
He's cool as hell. You know what I mean? I helped him get a job. I fucks with him. But what I'm saying is, for anyone who's not from this world or this situation, who's dealt with multiple uneven situations or uncomfortable situations, you know, you wouldn't understand it.
Okay.
What we have here. I have experience with cops where I got pulled over just walking more times than people driving, and several times it was several white cops, but the one black cop repeatedly asked me if I've been to jail. Exactly, homie. If I've been to jail, it's that one fucking black cop who's trying to look good for the white cops or will put on a show or whatever. Yeah.
I'm really upset to hear this. Like, I've never. Listen, on a side note, if anybody knows the name of a black NYPD officer that sits on the Brooklyn Bridge with long dreadlocks, let me know. But anyway,
Shots.
I almost crashed today. I never had an issue with a black cop. I don't even think I've ever been pulled over by a black cop. The one and only time I was ever arrested, it was by like 5 white cops, and the case ended up getting thrown out. The whole city of Richfield Park looked stupid. A public defender was able to get my case thrown out off of a
Technicality.
probable cause. No probable cause.
It's a technicality.
Okay, off of a technicality. I had to. They expunged everything. It was free.
It's fruit of the tree.
Yeah.
So you could have got caught with 30 kilos and would have got expunged.
I had a whole pound in the car.
That's
I
how
had
it
a
goes.
whole pound.
That's how it goes.
They had the fucking dog in my car and everything.
Yeah.
I was like, first of all, the dog is just supposed to be sniffing around the bottom of the tires. I ain't never seen a police check and they got the whole fucking dog in the third row of the damn Denali. I was driving a Denali at the time. What if the dog had ripped my seat?
No, I feel you. But yeah, man,
it was
give me
thrown
a
out.
white copy. Like I say, like I just recently went to one of my trainers. He's a bartender at a bar. So I went up and because they kept saying, it's a little dive bar, but the food is good. I mean, wings was okay. You know what I mean? It wasn't bad, but it was okay. I love to cook, so you really got to impress me.
Mm-hmm.
But my car has daylights, and a lot of times I forget to turn my lights on because I have daylights.
Mm-hmm.
Cop pulled me over. He's like, you know why I pulled you over? I said, yep. I said, I noticed as soon as you got behind me. I said, these fucking daylights kill me every time. A nigga laughed, gave you my motherfucking license back, and went back to his car.
Yo, I actually did get pulled over recently leaving the Willowbrook Mall. And the cop, little Chinese guy, I never seen a Chinese cop before in my life. Never. You ever seen a Chinese cop?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah, when I caught a flat, he helped direct me to the tire place, which was right on the corner. It was a white cop and an Asian cop. Stopped traffic so I can turn with my bad wheel. As soon as I turned, the tire came off, and it was just the rim.
Oh, shit.
And, motherfucker was about to give me a ride to my job,
Mm-hmm.
but it crossed, that was Little Ferry, and I was going to Callstack.
Oh, okay.
So he couldn't give me a ride, but otherwise he'd have gave me a ride. Ain't that some shit?
Yeah. I got pulled over by the little Chinese cop, and he pulled me over because the temporary plate on the back of my daughter's car was expired.
Well,
So-
all of them are. So, but go ahead.
Shut up. So,
No, I'm saying they're like a lot of them are. They're
I
like,
thought you
get
meant
to the
all,
deal- yeah,
listen. All of my cars were fucked up. The BMW, Anthony, we just got that straightened out. The Alicia's car.
Well,
and
summertime,
my
I know he
Escalade.
was going to help that happen.
Yeah. Yeah. So he was nice. He was like, "Let me just get your license and register your license, and if I run your run your license and everything is okay, I'll let you go." Yo, the little Asian cop walked to his car and turned around and came back and told me to have a good day. He didn't even check shit. I think he was just checking to see if I was
gonna
going to
be
give him a
nervous.
license.
Nah, I would see if you're going to be nervous because, a lot of times, a lot of them spot check. But he wasn't supposed to pull you over for that because they know a lot of shit's extended, and that made no sense. He just thought the truck. He thought maybe he was gonna, walk up, smell something, see something, and then he wanted to deal with the bullshit. At the end of the day, he was seeing if you was gonna get nervous or something, and then was like, "I'm not doing this." Like I said, the cop. I told him with the, my daylights kill me all the time.
Yeah.
Motherfucker gave my shit back, went back to his car, pulled over,
Yeah.
pull off. Nothing. He didn't. Obviously he's behind me, so he ran there. He ran to make sure my car is registered, but he didn't even run my license.
But you know what?
nothing.
They're not even supposed to do that.
Well, it's
It's illegal.
one of those.
probable cause.
No, it's one of those in the gray area. There is no law against it, so they can do it. They allow them to do it. So there is no way. What's the name against it though?
Okay. What I understood from my free public defender that got me off of a jail time for the whole pound I had. Like, if the cop doesn't have probable cause to run your plate, then you can also take that to court, and
It's
try
a
to
gray.
fight
That's
it.
what I'm saying. It's like one of those gray areas.
I don't know.
But I feel you.
I was able to get off. I was happy too.
Hell yeah.
Fuck them cops. Fuck them cops. But anyway, again, for the topic, can black people be racist? At one point, I thought no, because we owe it to ourselves to hate a certain kind that has done us wrong for many, 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 many years.
You ain't never been beaten. So what you talking about many years?
Yo, what you talking about? I was beaten this past Wednesday and hogtied. Okay,
Huh?
don't get.
That was from your nigga.
Don't get it twisted.
That was from that nigga.
I'm just
what that
kidding,
was.
y'all. I'm just kidding. I don't do stuff like that. But no, I've never been beaten. My parents have never been beaten. My parents' parents have never been beaten. I'm sure somewhere down in the ancestry line somebody was beaten. My father is an African Brazilian. He comes from that long history of the Moors. That
Well, he came
invaded-
from overseas. They beat the shit out of motherfuckers over there. So. Cops don't play out there, boy.
I'm talking about, because you were talking about the Moors, how the Moors came over.
Yeah.
They also left Africa and went to Brazil.
Well, that's why I try to explain to people all the time. You keep hearing about all these other conquerors, but what you don't hear in the textbooks is about the Moors because they did fucking damage and they were black.
Yeah.
And they don't want you thinking that black people held power like that they were that strong, and they did all kinds of things. But again, the library is free.
Yeah. They did. We did. We did some dirt too, guys. We just didn't do it for as many years as it was done to us.
Yeah, all right.
But now I feel like anybody can be racist, you know, and that's just it. I don't know if the comments that I made about the Muslim women covering everything but their fucking eyes, was that racist?
Here's the thing.
Is that considered racist?
Absolutely. But here's the thing, what you
It's not
understand.
racist. They look
You have
stupid.
a lot of
Okay.
cultures that want their women to be docile.
Fuck that.
And I'm saying if it's not for you, it's not for you. That's why you're not in it. But there are a lot of religions that like their women to be docile. You know, do what they told, you know, and if that's what that person likes, then knock yourself out. If it's not, then it's not for you.
Okay. I guess I could never be in that type of religion. I don't think I could have even lived back in the day when there was segregation, because I definitely would have been fucking drinking out of the white person's drinking fountain.
Well,
Like, what
I mean,
the fuck
you
you
say
gonna
that.
do?
This is what it kills me when people say that shit. It's the funniest shit in the world.
Like,
No, because seriously, the reason why I say that is because you grew up now.
Yeah.
So you can say that.
Yeah.
And I heard a YouTube, and I forgot his name. I apologize. The dude, he has a beard and a hat, and you know, it looked like one of his eyes is sleepy. And he made a very good point that fucked me up, though.
Mm-hmm.
He said, life is so important. You don't realize that you're dead longer than you live.
Meaning?
Means you're dead longer than you're living. Appreciate your life. Cherish it.
I tried to.
You got a lot of motherfuckers out here dying at 20. Or look at, poor Emmett Tillman, teenager. He's been dead more than he's actually lived.
Mm-hmm.
Take every moment, man. Enjoy it. Love it. Don't settle.
That's what I'm trying to do. They said don't settle.
I mean, any aspect of life, work, personal life, friends. Like, I've grown to understand that I don't have friends. I have associates and family. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, and family ain't always blood. You know what I mean? I want you to understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Family's the motherfuckers that got your back.
Yeah.
Whether you're right or you're wrong. And just because they don't agree with you, don't mean you know what I mean, you was right. A person who truly cares about you tell you, yo, you fucking up, yo. Don't do that.
Yo, that's what I be trying to tell Prodigy. She sent me a picture of a pair of the ugliest fucking sneakers I ever seen in my life.
Well, Prodigy has a unique taste.
You know what? And I told her.
So if that's something that she likes or she wants to buy it.
I told her.
But
I
if you
said,
gotta ask somebody what they think, no, obviously it's not for you. Buy it. If you like it, buy it.
Yeah, I told her. I said there is not a respectable 40-year-old person walking around in the streets wearing some shits like that wants to really, honestly be taken seriously. And that was my response to the sneaker. But that goes back to if somebody is fucking up, you should let them know. So I let her know.
Well, you let them know, hey, that's not my... Because what we do, especially when it comes to gift giving, we always buy shit we like instead of what that person likes.
Word.
Like, I know as a person that person likes this, I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
Or there's no way in fucking hell that person's going to like this. So, just from that standpoint.
Nah.
Tell them next week's topic again.
All right, next week's topic. I forgot. Oh, yeah. Okay. You're in a relationship, things are going sour, you got to move apart from each other. But until one of you can find another place to live, you're living under the same roof. How the fuck can you live with someone and not speak to them? Not sex them? How does that happen? Like, how does that happen?
Mm-hmm.
You don't know.
When my dick go hard, I'm fucking. But I feel you.
You said when it got hard.
I said when my dick gets hard, I'm fucking. I don't know how other people can
Oh,
do
okay. So you'd still fuck the person and not talk to him?
Everyone's situation is different. But we'll talk about it next week.
Yo, fucking crazy. Also, I'll come up with another topic to go around Prodigy's topic. Maybe make it sound a little different than something that I've done just recently already.
Oh yeah,
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll word it properly.
Ooh, ooh. All right, guys, listen. You have to forgive me today. I think this is the first time in 2 years and 2 babies that I've ever eaten on the show, but I had to get this Taco Bell in my stomach.
That's a
because
lie. She had a Wendy's not too long ago.
I was eating it on the show.
Yep, you ain't share nothing. A nugget, a lettuce, like a little corner of a lettuce, something.
I'm sorry. I was hungry today, y'all, and I was running late, and I had my kids in the car, and it was just a whole bunch of.
Oh, good.
Yeah, but next week I'm definitely gonna try to be there on time. Be here on time, and we'll discuss our topics. And if, again, like always, if you have one you want to discuss, you can remain anonymous. It doesn't matter to me. I'll throw it up on my show, see if it gets any comments, and we'll talk about it. Tony is texting me. Here's a topic. Here's an idea for a topic, and then said nothing.
He's probably texting it next. Impatient ass.
Yo, listen.
We'll put it up. Gotta go.
Oh, wait. Black men do love natural bodies. The problem is y'all don't like your own body. So I guess this is coming from somebody else. I love my body. I got my TikTok leggings on today too. I wore them shits out. Feeling them. But okay, we'll talk about it.
Right.
I guess people with augmentations and stuff.
Yeah, we got asked, would you prefer some, a natural or men?
Natural.
Do you look at a woman who's had surgery the same way as someone who hasn't?
Okay.
Can word it like that.
Right. We'll word it. Make it nice.
All right.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's edition of Grown Talk with Goddess. Stay safe. See you next week.